Hello everyone, I'm Aishwarya Sridhar. I'm a wildlife presenter and storyteller and also a member of YOUTHTOPIA Circle of Youth. Today I'm going to be talking to you about preserving and protecting our life on land as part of YOUTHTOPIA's biggest event of the year, Unite. At the end of the video, I'll also give you top 3 things to put on your changemakers to-do list. Our life depends as much on earth as it does on oceans for our own sustenance and livelihood. But every year, over 13 million hectares of forest lands are lost. Our wetlands are disappearing 3 times faster than our forests. The degradation of drylands has led to desertification of over 3.6 billion hectares. And to top all of this, illegal wildlife trade is booming as compared to the illegal drug or arms trade globally. Currently, we're also facing one of the worst health crises in global history with the COVID-19 pandemic. With all of this happening around the world, where do we stand when we look at how are we halting biodiversity loss? Well, we haven't met the 2020 targets. We are far from reaching the 2030 targets in relation to Sustainable Development Goal number 15, which is life on land. Now, the biggest obstacle when it comes to reaching these goals is that we are missing a tangible action plan. We need to bring together our government, policy makers, scientists, and the private sector to lay down a tangible action plan which will let us know about how we can proceed and what is the course of action to save our biodiversity, to protect the flora and fauna from extinction. How do we restore wetlands? How do we reverse desertification? How do we stop wildlife crime? I have been involved in wetland conservation for over 2 years now. Wetlands are areas of marshes, peat bogs, peatlands, fen, which are very important for human survival, and without them, life will not be possible. But they are mostly disregarded and looked down upon as wastelands. One such is Panje, which is near Mumbai city in India, very close to where I live. This beautiful piece of land, which is about 523 hectares odd, is home to a variety of flora and fauna. But sadly today, Panje stands on the brink of extinction. A residential complex is supposed to be coming up on this very wetland. When I started out to save Panje, I went and met with a couple of developmental authorities, and they brushed me aside at that time, saying that you're very young and you should probably concentrate on your studies. But I was persistent. I didn't give up. I knew the value of wetlands, and I wanted them to know that value too. What's at stake if this beautiful wetland that you're seeing on your screen disappears? 1. Mumbai city has a huge risk of being flooded. 2. Increased pollution levels in Mumbai city, because Panje wetlands are surrounded by large acres of mangroves which act as carbon sink. And 3. Real people like you and me lose their livelihood and their only source of income to support their family. Restoration and protection of natural ecosystems is much more cost effective than mitigating the losses that arise from unplanned and unsustainable development. We need to stop this practice of, trading our ecology for our economy. We need to mobilize frontline changemakers, citizens of each and every country, global leaders, policy makers, scientists, storytellers to come together and gather the financial resources to implement our plan of action. Then and only then will we be able to meet the 2030 targets and halt biodiversity loss. You can do your bit as a young changemaker. Very first thing that you can do is keep track of what is happening in the world. When you know about the problems, you can find solutions to them. When you see an environmental injustice happening around you, in your neighborhood, click it, share it, and report it to the necessary authorities. Post about it on social media. That way you can reach the world and let them know about the problem. 2. Say yes to local products and locally sourced food items or products. Those are much more sustainable, and that way you support the local farmers as well. And 3. Gradually change your lifestyle and shift to a more carbon friendly one, thereby reducing your carbon footprint. For example, eat less meat and switch to more plant based food items, or go digital instead of printing everything out on paper. Don't buy leather, and say no to products which are cruel to animals. These are little steps that you can do, but they definitely will make a huge impact for our planet. Be a part of the public that wants to change this world, and let us start change. Let us be the change that the world wants to see. Thank you for being a part of Youthopia's event, which is Unite. Thank you.